Why am I green? Alrighty, let's talk about Vegas. Ball, you've been back for 3 days now? 4 days
3 days.
now. 3 days maybe European time. How are you feeling?
Well, yeah, to be honest, I am lost in time. So first day, Monday, I arrived okay. Went to sleep at a good time, but after that, jet lag kept bouncing my sleep schedules, and I am still going late to bed and waking up late, as if I were there in America, which is it was 9 hour difference actually in Vegas, right?
Yeah, it was a 9-hour difference in Vegas.
So still adapting, hopefully in vacation until next week. So it helps that. But it was a great experience. I loved being in Vegas, being in Utah, experiencing America for the first time, getting to see a lot of great places.
It was your first convention, right? Ever for like all of Magic, unless you count maybe Tier 1 Con. I don't know if that counted as a
Yeah, well,
convention in
yeah,
terms of
there
scale.
was Tier 1 Con 1 and 2, so I guess those were two big conventions in the sense that, well, never in the sense that what I expected there.
Shout out to all the other people we met. Looking at you guys, finally, we met a lot of people who said it was their first convention ever. You know, it's just this massive MagicCon in Vegas while we were doing the meet and greet. And I guess I'll put up a picture of that here of us at our booth. It was really cool to be able to meet a lot of you. You know, you guys said you had watched our content, you really enjoyed it. That actually meant a lot to us. I'm from like a pretty small town. There are people there who obviously play Magic and play cEDH, but I don't think I've ever ran into somebody in the wild who was like, oh yeah, like I watch SplitSecond, you know, like I watch your videos, I love your gameplay. So being able to meet guys at Vegas, any of you who said you watched our videos, was actually really, really touching for me anyway.
Here in Portugal, when there was the big events, and in Lisbon, the cEDH Portuguese League events, sometimes that would happen. We used to have a booth there also with our merchandising, but in America there are big names. I wasn't actually expecting that much attention per se, but actually meeting some people that knew our content was really nice. It was really interesting to see some of the famous people, you know, the people you just see online. Mark Rosewater, Gavin, the professor, Pleasant Kenobi, seeing like 2 meters away, speaking with us, like
Pleasant
across.
Kenobi was so sick. I don't know when he got sick. I don't know if you heard him talking. Pleasant Kenobi was so, like, his voice was gone. He was just like
Yeah,
gasping.
I
It was rough.
I didn't understand if he was sick or if it was like just the need to speak loud, maybe during a game that he might have played that got him his voice away, because it was loud in there. So
Yeah,
sometimes I would imagine people were going like trying to talk louder than usual.
it was really loud in there. That was one of the things I did wish I mean, it's not possible, you know, it's a huge convention center. But yeah, even in the creator zone where technically there were less people per square meter, right? There was still a lot of noise, you know, and it was still tough to hear from time to time. But great experience nonetheless. Moving on to the next topic, it's actually the league, and we're going to announce the league winners. So to explain what we were planning on doing at Vegas versus what actually happened, Vegas had two quote-unquote competitive Commander events. They were called, I think, Last Commander Standing, and they were single elimination, untimed round Commander events. So obviously, if you expect something like that, with the prizes that they did, I believe the prizes were like an uncut sheet, a couple uncut sheets maybe. That sounds really cool, and it would definitely be people showing up with cEDH decks. But we thought about it, and number one, it would have to be no proxies, because it was, you know, one of the official ticketed events at the con. And then the idea of single elimination, untimed round just didn't really click with us, you know, for our expectations and how we'd like to enjoy cEDH. Like, Ball, how much would the deck you were planning on bringing, how much would that brick have cost, if you had flown with it over from Europe?
It didn't actually check the Mox field, but maybe close to 8K. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was all foiled, but 2 cards, and yeah, it was expensive. And uh, having just proxies was way more comfortable just going around. I was not ever concerned that I was letting a ton of money like here or there. Like even if I was robbed or something would happen, I was really fine that all my expensive cards were at home.
Yeah, exactly. So what we decided to do instead was we decided to run a league, and we reserved space in the creator zone on Saturday morning, and then we just kind of played games wherever we could after that, wherever we could get a table. But we sat down with fans. Ball and I split up into multiple tables, and we had people come by and play games for points. And so how it worked is obviously you would randomize turn order, and then winner would earn points and go up the ladder, and losers would lose a little points and go down the ladder. And the whole weekend, when we did have time, we just jammed games with you guys.
Let's make this clear for all of you that maybe are cEDH purists and are like, wait, league points. So let's explain what this league is actually, because there's no, we're not like here like, hey, first blood points, etc. So Josh will take us through that league experience.
Sure.
So,
Long story short, I adapted chess elo for 4-person free-for-all, and also included a couple other factors such as the advantage for turn order. I pulled data from recent tournaments to try and determine what some type of advantage would be for people going first, second, and then disadvantage for third and fourth or otherwise, and then included all that into the equation and did my best to adjust it for modern statistics. I did a bunch of reading and research, and we came up with a pretty simple equation where 4 players could be put inside of it and then earn points up and down on a ladder. So there was nothing casual about the point system, nothing about like first blood, most expensive commander, most damage dealt, or anything like that. It was just based on turn order and your wins and losses, and then could be, repeated over and over again. And there was something to account for draws. We never had a game go to a draw because somebody was always able to win, which is great. And we do love to see that. We didn't have any games that were really long in a slog either. Yes, that's
no
that. Yeah,
time.
there was no time. We didn't time them, but we did keep an eye on things. I don't think we had a game that really crossed over 90 minutes. Moving on, the prizes, we just kind of wanted to do something that would be specific to us and for SplitSecond. So I'll put them up here. It's too late. You already lost your chance to win them, but we're giving away a t-shirt, some SplitSecond sleeves, and a signed playmat of all of the SplitSecond members. So because I'm on the other side of the world, I would consider this playmat to be pretty rare, wouldn't you? This is not something that we can do again for a while, because it would be, you'd have to come back and bring another one for me to sign or ship it around. So anyway, I won't dilly-dally and I won't beat around the bush. Our winner of this league, if I can pull up the numbers, we had probably about 30-ish players come out for the league on the set days that we did. We were just constantly alternating between pilots who would roll out, and then some of them would come back in order to play for more. But the winner of our event with 1,046 points is Colby. Colby was a Stella pilot who actually claimed to have never played Stella before, and I don't know if I believe them. Sadly, Ball, I don't think you actually got to play games with Colby. We were just jamming them back and forth because Stella kept winning, popping off either with protection or really great sequencing really early on. So I think in the time that you played one game, Stella had already beaten us twice and had run away with all of our points. And then as the league progressed, we kept playing and Stella stayed up at the top. So congratulations to Colby. It was great to have you there. We also got to play against some of the other creators who joined us for the event. It was a lot of fun. We plan on doing the exact same thing at every single convention we go to. I think this kind of extended competition, right? Where instead of just doing pickup games, you're actually able to see some kind of progression over the course of the weekend is great. I really like that for competitive integrity and just, you know, making sure that people are always kind of playing to win from every single game. So big shout out to everybody else that showed up. I think I'll show, so yeah, we can do top 4, which is Colby, Troy, which is a Narset player that just decimated us. And the only reason Troy did not win is because we all got beat by Michael's Urza on Sunday. The last game of the entire league was us playing against Michael's Urza, and that loss pulled Troy out of first place. You are third place, and then there's Mark, who played Zuladak in fourth place. Yeah.
Is Mark the person who won against me?
Yeah, and it's because of you. Your really high points, after you you won and you won and you won, and then you played against Mark, and then Mark beat you. Whoop! It shot him up into the finals. So I'll put that here. The numbers aren't going to mean much, but again, it was great playing with you. I did not do well at this league, but I honestly I don't really mind because it was a great experience. I was still playing competitively, I promise. I never gave up or anything like that. Croxa performed very well, and I think I just had about a 50% win rate on Croxa for the evening or over the course of the league. And then about halfway through the league, I swapped to Daryl, and I just wanted to test Snoop combos and more creature-based wins in the current meta and see if that could keep up. And it was really good at controlling the board, not very good at closing out wins, which happens, and I'll take it back to testing. What about you? What did you play for most of the night?
Well, as I mentioned, because I didn't bring my deck that I put together to train for Lisbon in 2 weeks. Actually, I need to train more. I brought 4 fully proxied decks. It was Urza, TNT, mid-rangey stuff. Then there was Talion as a control list, and Heliod, blue-white Heliod as also kind of a combo list. I played all but Heliod, because I think I borrowed you Heliod. So I won with Talion, Urza, and TNT was the... Did I win with TNT? I think I won with TNT. I won with all 3, and then I lost to Mark. What's the name?
Zuladak, yeah. The Eldrazi.
But that game was so nice. So I will just mention, because I'm really sad we had no way to record it. Hopefully, maybe for the next year we get a cool setup that could allow us to record on the go. But I think I have to mention this, how the last turn cycle went around, and basically there was what's the Rakdos sacrificial commander that I played.
You have not narrowed it down. Oh, Rakdos the muscle.
Okay, so there's Rakdos the muscle doing a tutor, to which I respond to an opposition agent, and as I go through his deck, I find Mind Slicer, and I get Mind Slicer because I have Eldritch Evolution in hand. Then the next player in turn order is Keenan. He does some stuff. In my turn, I cast Mind Slicer, and with the extra 3 mana that I had, I cast Eldritch Evolution, sacrificing Mind Slicer, so everyone has to discard their hands, and of course 4 Eldritch means Seedborn. Interesting enough, as I wanted to try it out, and I knew Keenan had open mana. Keenan did not respond with counter magic. He responded with an activation of Keenan. And as he goes and looks to the cards, he actually finds a Phyrexian Metamorph, which comes into play as a copy of my opposition agent. So he gets to get my own Seedborn Muse. Of course, it doesn't come into play, but he stole my way of getting that, and still we all discarded our hands. This way, turn cycle goes, and Keenan gets to cast my Seedborn, gets to go ahead, but eventually we actually fight through it and put him out of the lead. The way we had to kill him was through attacks with Rakdos the Muscle and all of the few damage we could do with the Zula Dork had this new Modern Horizons creature pinging everything.
Oh, Flesh Raker, right? Glaring
Flesh Raker,
yeah. Good card.
We actually kill Keenan. I'm not sure if I still get my Seedborn back or ever, but then as we pass to Zuladort, he gets the enchantment that doubles triggers, and then his commander cascading, he goes on and just kills us through the pings of this small tiny creature. Don't underestimate Flesh Raker, and don't underestimate this kind of Eldrazi decks. I have seen a similar Swiss player here doing similar things and actually almost killing the table, so keep an eye on them.
There was actually locally where I am, we had a Zuladoc pilot go top 16, maybe twice. Okay. Yeah. Alrighty, then on to some quick fun channel updates. Let me check my notes here. There were just a couple of things that we're going to talk about the future. So first things first, we really enjoyed MC Vegas. We really enjoyed the community, all the creators that we met, enough that we are going to try to attend more events. If we are welcome as creators, awesome. That would be a great honor to us to be able to, keep going to these. So we just want to thank everybody that we were able to meet at the event and all of our fans, because you're the ones who made this possible. So thank you for that. Thank you for the opportunity of us being able to go to MC Vegas. It was great. We will try to attend all the future ones. Chicago is still up in the air. MC Atlanta, probably not going to happen. Just a little bit too far out of the way for both of us. But either Chicago or Vegas feels pretty close and convenient for the future. And obviously, if there's anything else like Command Fest or SCG Cons, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We would love for Wizards to give more stuff in Europe. It was very strange that there was Amsterdam in 2024 and Barcelona in 2023, and there is no announced European convention for 2025. So Wizards of the Coast, if you ever watch this, please give us something in Europe, because we still love the game a lot. Well, when I say we, I mean the Europeans, because I don't count. I count in blood only.
And as you can see, Europe has a lot of great players in general. The finals of Worlds was Portugal against Spain, who actually took the trophy. But Europe has a lot of great players all around. A great, huge cEDH community as well. Wizards already took an eye to the work of the cEDH Portuguese League, which is great. Kaka, my friend, you're doing great. I hope more stuff comes our way.
So again, we hope to see you all at future events. Moving on to the next thing, if you've been keeping up with our most recent gameplay videos, you'll see that we added a cool new thing, which is hand information. It is a lot of work for us to do that, but I feel like we finally nailed down a pretty solid workflow process to make sure that we can keep doing that and keep giving you that information. So we do plan on keeping hand info going forward for all of our future videos. So thank you for all your support and for the feedback that we got. Now, regarding live footage and voiceovers, as of right now, we are going to stick to live footage because it is less work for us in editing, and it means we can make videos faster. Probably our most requested thing about our videos is simply that we make more of them.
Basically, the idea of showing the hands is a way that we try to overcome or a way for us to try to give you as much or maybe more information behind the plays. Our idea of narration throughout the history of our channel was narrating what each player would be thinking behind their plays, so you could learn a little bit from that. Narration, for me, I was the person narrating and doing the script that is narrated, which then is transformed into subtitles, was and was a big load of work that it became impossible to keep doing. So by showing you viewers what we have in hand, can more easily give you the information for why we countered such thing, or maybe why we didn't counter such thing. And if there's anything that you would actually not understand why we played, you are always free to comment below. We are always looking through the comments and trying to reply to them ahead to give you what would be going through that player's mind at that moment, unless it's a really old video, but we can try to give you an insight. So I hope you still stick with us through this change in the video. In my opinion, me as a viewer, I think the cards in hand showing is really nice. It's really nice as a viewer. As if you've watched Worlds or these competitions where you see each player's cards in hand and what they are drawing, what they are playing. Maybe you don't see the line, but it better helps you actually see the line in the long run if you get more experience, or you are just always free to comment below. Actually, we are at 14.4k subscribers, so I hope we all hope that maybe that number grows a little bit, and hopefully by the end of 2024, maybe before, maybe a little bit after, but until 2020, until the end of the year, if we get to 15k, it would be really good for us, really good milestone to overcome. And we hope to do a giveaway with some Dragon Shield goodies that we actually have in store. Our sponsor sent us some playmats, some sleeves that we could give them away for subscribers, for viewers. So share the channel with all your friends that enjoy Commander in general. They might want to take that extra step to become better players or better brewers, or try cEDH in general. So let's try to reach the 15k mark.
I think it'll be really easy, especially now that we're getting out there. You know, people are seeing us, and I think these new changes to the videos will be great. I haven't seen hand information on a channel since the Laboratory Maniacs. I actually think so. We're talking about a channel from...
He was doing that, I think.
Yeah, they had... It was just a text, just a little text block next to everybody's life totals. They were just listing cards that they had in hand. So, I mean, I say that we like to do hand info, but who knows? The first time somebody resolves an ad nauseum, maybe we just stop and we don't do it anymore. Like, it's all fun and games until we have to actually break our UI. The current UI that we have, it works good for maybe up to 8 cards or 10 cards, something like that. So who knows? You know, as games get crazy, we'll see what happens. Final thing before we head out today, we've had a lot of updates to like our socials and kind of our activity everywhere. Obviously there's going to be links in the description, but you know, we'd love to talk to you guys more. It was great meeting our fans, but we would love to talk to you guys outside of conventions. So if you want to come hang out on our Discord server or follow us on any socials, we are not cagey. So yeah, if you want to come into our Discord server and ask us some kind of trap question, you're gonna say, hey, what do you think of the SpongeBob secret lair? You know, I will be uncensored and I'll talk to you about it, you know, although I will also be fair, I promise. So yeah, links down below. Please go ahead and follow us on all of our socials and come join us on Discord. At the bare minimum, we always love hanging out with our fans, especially because, you know, there's always a chance you could end up in a video, right? Like if the world ends, we have this priority list where like we really need to fill a slot, and we go down our members, and starting with obviously our patrons, you know, you could end up in a video, and we'd love that, assuming you have a good webcam setup and a good microphone. But we don't really have like a signature sign off, do we?